Hello, hello everyone. This is the day one of 60 days, 60-minute challenge, and today we are just setting up the stream a little as it's so yeah, we'll just be starting within a few minutes the actual content. Mic test. So let's get started with day one. So if you ask me, how did I clear UGC NET 17? The answer is simple. The last time the syllabus change was around June 18 or July 18. Because UGC NET 17 syllabus. If you see here, the updated syllabus was applicable from June 2019. So the syllabus hasn't changed since June 2019. They are planning to change it, but still they have it. They are planning right now, like to change it. Now, whether they change it this year or the next year or the year after or later on, there's no fixed date, but UGC is planning to change it. So here, if you go and go to your management, once it's downloaded, you open it. Now this is the UGC NET 17 syllabus. The first thing you need to understand is uh, the playing field. We'll discuss this in two parts. Number one, assuming you're going to give this exam of UGC NET Management or any other, it means you have cleared the bachelor's, at least the examination, and master's also. Either you are preparing or you have already cleared it. So you might have gone through different types of exam in the Indian education system. There are, if we see, to simplify it, there are two types of exams. One is the exam like the GEE advanced exam, where the questions are tough, they are hard to crack, correct? Uh, and the other are the like state level exams, which we used to call CET exams. Now, CET exams generally are easy, but the questions are many and they are easy to do. But the point is not that the questions will be tough to crack, but the time limitation is the issue. So UGC NET management examination falls more towards, I would say, the UGC NET examination. The questions will not be tough, that they will be hard to crack. It will be more on the easy side, and you just need to finish it fast. And the second thing is the another axis on which you can discuss about the examination is, do they ask application based questions or rote learning based question? Rote learning in the sense you don't need to apply your brain for the content. If you have already gone through the content, you will know the answer directly. You don't have to like there will be tons and tons of theories you will come across in this syllabus. What you'll observe, let's say, is they won't ask you a question and ask the application of a theory. How, if you apply this theory, what will be the outcome? No such questions are asked generally up to now. Since June 2019 syllabus, you saw more questions are on based of what does this theory do, or what, who was the founder of this theory, or which year was it founded, propounded, or published. The questions are more on the rote learning side, which is a good thing for us because they have given us the syllabus. Okay, so we'll note down two things. How do I clear my UGC NET exam? The answer is simple. Go through. We'll answer this. First, we'll discuss the syllabus. Okay, syllabus UGC UGC NET 17. First, we discuss it is CT type exam, which means questions are easy to solve. Second, rote learning, which is you, you need to mug up the theory to answer. If you have rote, like by rote learning, if it means if you already know the theory question, you already know the theory, you will know the answer. You will go through all of the questions. Out of the 100 questions that are being asked, 80 will be theory based. You can go directly through it. 10 or 20 you might need to think about, but otherwise the rest of the 80 you won't even need to think about. You will just know it, you will move ahead. Just click it, move ahead, click it, move ahead, click it, move ahead. Okay, now the question, how did I clear UGC NET examination? I'll give you the simplest trick that worked, which will work for you as well. You don't need, like, if you say I do not want to spend one single rupee and I want to clear the exam, this is how I did it, this is how you can do it too. I haven't previously, I haven't subscribed to any classes or examination to clear this exam. One thing I'll admit, during, like, my sister is giving the UGC NET psychology exam, so she did subscribe to one of the classes as crash courses. So there I was able to refer to the notes, some notes for this management paper as well. And what I noticed is, uh, the theory that they had collected, they would just burden you with the full theory. That's not what we are trying to do here. So I answer that separately. So how did I clear UGC NET 17? My simple answer would be, uh, go through all the past year questions, PYQs, since June 19, correct? Because the subject changed from June 19, the syllabus for management paper, and learn the concepts on which the questions was asked. You can clear UGC NET 17 simply by doing this. Take out basically the last 7 or 8 years, 6 to 7 years papers since June 19. What you'll get, if it's twice a year cycle and some years it was only done once, you will get around 10 papers, let's say. Go through all the questions in those papers, and more importantly, go through all the theories on which that question was asked. So you will get the last year's question papers and their answers online, anywhere. The last year's question paper you will get the answer key. Take that, start using an Excel just in Google Drive or somewhere, or make a Google Excel, or Google Sheets would be the best option. Go, write the question, write the answer, write the explanation, and just mark from which, like from the portion, which topic is used, questions, and you will clear the examination. That's what I did. That's all you can do. Now to simplify this further, to give you an edge how to start. Okay, how to start. Simply go through the syllabus. Now we have the syllabus here. Just go through this syllabus. These are the main topics that they have listed on which the questions could be asked. What you need to do is use any free LLM model, or even if on Google you search, it will give you a rough idea. So just start. Your first step should be go through the syllabus. Now all these points you see, like in management, there will be concepts of management, processes, theories, management roles and skills. Now these are generic topics, you cannot do anything. Now, but you can search on the internet for functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, controlling. There is a theory based on this topic, you will find it. So just to start, you go from unit 1 to unit 10. You go through all these topics that I mentioned and just get an idea what they mean. Just in 2 to 4 to 5 sentences, you should be able to explain to yourself about these topics that are listed here in these 6 pages. So let's say this is functions, planning, organizing, staffing, controlling. So just search on any LLM model. You do not need to have the paid version, just the free version would do. Just need to understand the basics. That's all. So yeah, go through the syllabus, understand each subtopic so that you can explain it in 4 to 5 sentences. Okay, that's all. This is the first step. So you'll go through this. What is communication types, process barriers, decision making, organized structure design types, authority responsibilities, and so yeah, national income concept types, inflation, business ethics issues. Just write, I am a student. Let's say you are writing a prompt. So yeah, you can write, I am a student of UGC NET Management exam. Explain to me. Communication types, process, and barriers. So yeah, you can get all the different theories, or if you open any AI model, let's say AI student chat. See, it has given me some definition. What is communication? It is a process of transmitting information, ideas, emotion, and understanding between more and more individuals or group. It is just about speaking. It can be categorized in many ways based on organization structure. So yeah, formal, in which there is downward, upward, horizontal, lateral, diagonal communication, informal communications based on medium, verbal, and more and more. The barriers to communication, semantic, psychological, emotional, personal, physical, and all. Now you just need to be able to explain the concept of communication, let's say types and process barriers in 5 to 6 sentences, and you should be able. So yeah, go through the syllabus, understand it, and explain it 4 to 5 minutes. This will give you a basic idea of understanding from where the question is approaching in the examination. Third, okay. So after you have done this, the full 10, all this, after going through all this till here, you will have and you can note down this details in, let's say, a Google Doc. You can note down all the answers that you are getting. You need to, it is important for you to mention in the prompt that you are a student for UGC NET Management, as you have mentioned, so that it will try to find the relevant questions. For example, LLM model is prepared by scraping all the data from the internet. So there will be tons of sites who are teaching UGC net management content. So when you have told this LLM model that I am a student for UGC net management and explain me this concept, it will try to find, okay, this person wants to understand this topic in relation to UGC net management. So it whatever data it has scraped from all these websites that are teaching UGC net management, it will show you data which is more or less common with those websites. That is how it works. Otherwise, it can give you information like in any level, like if you're studying for UGC NET management or for a deeper PhD level, it can give you in that sense. It can go deeper or it can go even on the surface level, deciding if you just want surface level information as you are just a student in SSC, HSC or so. So the depth and breadth of the exam, of the type of answer it would require you to give, UGC NET mentioning that you are a student of UGC NET management examination is good. It will help the LLM model to narrow it down. So yeah, understand, so go through the syllabus. Just first topic wise, you should know which topic is there. They can understand each subtopic so that you can explain it in 4 to 5 sentences. Okay, so that is done. Let's say this you have prepared. Now what will happen, any question you come across, you will have a fair idea which topic it belongs to. Either it belongs to unit 1, which is based on general business management concepts, or it is based on unit 2, organizational behavior, unit 3, HRM, unit 4, accounting principles. So you will know from where the question is, because what happens in the examination, you will get this feeling that a question is asked, you don't like my experience has been, when previously the question was asked, I had no idea if it's a heads or tail. I did my MBA in operation management uh, category, and the most four commonly uh, four common branches are operations, HR, finance, and marketing. So I had a faint idea about the other topics, but no in-depth knowledge. So whenever a question would come which is not from operations management, so the first question would be, where does this question belong? I don't know where to place it. And then if you are going through the last 5 to 6 years papers, 10 papers, 100 questions each, that's 1000 questions. If you're going through 1000 questions, every time if you need to, search where these questions belong to, takes up a lot of your time, a lot of your time. If you don't know where the question is asked, because every time you have to go and search, oh, this is where it belongs, you start from the top or end or anywhere, it becomes difficult to search. So by doing this approach, this should be your level 1. By studying in brief about each topics, you will get a very big advantage, because now you know the whole syllabus. Any question is asked, even if you don't know how to solve it, you know where to place it in the syllabus. So that is the first thing you should do. So this, we'll name it level 1. Level 1. Go through the syllabus, understand its topic in detail so that you can explain it in 4 to 5 sentences. Level 2. Start with the 2 units you are familiar with. Now, what does this mean? Start with the 2 units you are familiar with. If you observe the UGC NET examination, yeah. Now, this is the syllabus of UGC NET examination. The same syllabus that we saw here, I've just made an Excel for it, and the data is present differently. Now we will talk about this data a little bit. We will discuss about this data a little bit. Okay. This middle part that you see is, we will see, yeah, from 107. This is what UGC has listed on their website. Around 100 topics, if you see. 107 minus 304 topics that you need to study. Now we have categorized it in one way or the another. Number one on the left side, you see we have divided, if you observe, we have divided it based on the table. Unit 1 covers all this. Now, organization behavior, this table outline that you see. This outline shows that UGC NET has marked a unit. They have just mentioned the unit 1, unit 2, unit 3 and put those topics in it. For example, in unit 2, organizational behavior, if you see the green, those are the actual topics that are related to that topic. But since like organizational behavior, if you observe, there are very few topics compared to the other units. So they have put some topics of HRM, which was like HRM is a very big unit. So they have put some topics in this unit. That's why if you observe on the page, they haven't mentioned unit 1 as let's say business management and managerial economics unit. They have just mentioned it unit 1, because if any unit is small, they put some topics from the subsequent unit or the previous unit to make it appropriate. So what I have observed from my experience of solving all these years papers is uh, the units that they have mentioned, the topics that they have mentioned in these units, each unit, and now this is my observation, there are 100 questions in the examination, you have 10 units. Based on what they have given, each there will be around 10 questions from each unit. So business unit, unit 1 that they have mentioned all these topics, 10 questions will be based on these topics. 10 questions will be based on these green plus blue which are under this unit. 10 questions will be based on HRM, this unit. 10 questions will be based on these topics. And then here 10 questions will be from this pink and green, these many. So 10, 10, 10, they have broken it up. The table that you see marked, markation of the table, this whole, it means 10 questions will be asked from these topics. Now what I have done on the right is divided them based on the actual unit name. If you see, unit 2 is just this small organization behavior. Unit 3 is actually all these topics belongs to human resource management. Only these topics belong to accounting managerial accounting. Only these topics belong to financial management. These as well as these on the top. So everyone, anyone who does masters in MBA generally has a specialization in one of the four main branch, or the many other branches that are mentioned. If you see the portion here, you can see management. It could be marketing, administration management, marketing management, industrial relations, personal management, financial management, cooperative management. So any of these topics or the various other ones which have started during the last few years. What you should do is start with the two units you are familiar with. I believe, irrespective of the branch you have done your specialization in, there will be two units we will be very much familiar with. Let's talking about my experience. I have done in my specialization is in operations management. So I am familiar with this topic, business statistics and operation management. This unit was taught to me during my exam. If I remember it, I don't remember it. That is a totally different question. The point is, if I start going through these questions, I will have a little bit idea, because for the 2 years during my MBA, even though I don't like, of course, if I haven't revised it, I'll forget most of it. But uh, for 2 years, I have been listening and listening and listening to these topics. So even if I don't remember it, it will be easy to recall or somewhat connect with these questions. Even if I haven't studied during those 2 years and I have just passed, it will be easy, relatable for me to, let's say, study what is facility location as compared to like in human resource, a topic like performance management and appraisal, which I'll have no idea. So always start with the two topics, two units which you are familiar with or which is under your specialization. Even if you haven't focused on it during the examination, doesn't matter. At least the content will be relatable, or you will have an understanding, or if you start reading, it will make sense to you easier compared to other subjects. So for me, it was business operation, statistics, and operation management. These two topics were taught to me. If you see, if you have done operation management, unfortunately, they have combined statistics and operation research basically into one, or operation management topics into one module. So this module I'm familiar with. Uh, this I like. There was a one subject out of 2 years, but I don't like. I would say I remember it, but yes, this was a topic. The entrepreneurship might be in our syllabus. I don't remember, but this one so definitely is there. So this was my one of the first uh, units to start with. Marketing, I would touch last. Strategic might be. I don't remember. Financial, yes, financial and management one subjects maybe in the first sem if I believe correctly, where they teach you generally about every branch subjects. So maybe little I don't remember. HRM, def I don't remember even if there was a subject. Organization behavior I remember very much. Yes, there was a unit. And managerial economics, yes, I do remember. So you see, just going to like once you go through each individual topics, you will have a little bit idea and you will be able to understand which topics you need to go. So my first attack plan for me would be to go for unit 8, unit 1 and unit 2. Those three would be my start to. If you are, let's say, from let's say you have HR, definitely this will be a big plus point for you if you start from human resource management, because you see these, as per the table, 10 questions will be asked from this, and plus you have 3 to 4 questions from another unit. So it's a good big compared to 100 questions, you can expect 12 to 15 questions from this unit. So it's good to start from here. If you're from finance side, financial management. If you are, let's say, from marketing, you can see. So any subject, you have a big inherent advantage if you start from your own specialization subjects. So that would be my advice. Start with the two units you are familiar with. Start with those two. Those two theory. Start going in detail about those two theory, or don't go in detail. Rather, start solving questions of those two units first. Either you can get books that are available of past year questions, but try to see if they are the past year questions are separated based on unit portion wise, not year wise. Year wise, then you if it is like questions are based on last year questions, I know you will get some books which will be available to buy, where the past year questions are uh, categorized based on uh, unit wise. Or else, one more thing you can go to in UGC NET Management, you have two categories, three categories basically. I would like to explain. One is the course content, where we have covered all the course content, relevant course content, dare I say. Into these courses you can start learning. The courses right now are all free. Start learning, go through the content each by one, and at the end of the course there will be a quiz which will have questions, all the questions related to that unit itself. So let's say if you start unit 2 organization behavior, first you will learn all the theory, and at the end of the exam there will be a quiz. Hard Hardcore level we have set it because it will contain all the questions of this examination that have asked past year questions, and if you answer it anyone wrong, you have to give the quiz again, and if you pass all the questions, that means you know it, you have done it. Hardcore just in the sense that you have to give it, if you get one wrong, then the quiz will end. But yeah, this will help you prepare for the whole relevant theory. it these technically speaking, you give your master's exams so that you can either go for fellowship or PhD research or teaching and assist. Our aim is to clear this exam, so for that we haven't covered the content that is covered in this course are which will help you to clear the UGC NET examination. They are not, the content is not PhD level detailing, correct? So, like they are not very much in detail, they are relevant. The aim of the this website is not to overburden you with all the information so much that you feel overwhelmed by all the content that is there. That is not how we provide value on this website. We provide by giving the relevant content, because most of the people who give these exams, like if you were in 10th or 12th, you are giving exam as a student. Like you don't have to worry, like let's say about earning a livelihood or so. Anyone who's giving this examination at this stage, you see UGC NET examination, either he is already a teacher who's trying to clear the examination so that they can get into PhD, let's say, and they can get the promotion in their career. They can move up the career ladder from assistant professor to professorship, because in India, if you need professorship, you need a PhD in general. So either you are giving it for that, or you have cleared your masters, or giving your masters, or you want to clear it for a teaching assistant professorship. As uh, the competition gets tougher initially, let's say previously 10 to 20 years back, let's say, this would serve as a selection criteria. Oh, we we need someone who has cleared this examination. As more and more people will clear it, this will become from a selection criteria to an elimination criteria, meaning if you don't have it, you don't stand a chance for an assistant professorship. So there will be many people who, like teachers, who contractual teachers who are on contracts, and to become an associate professor or assistant professor, they need to clear this examination so that they can convert their contract to full-time employment. Or you are someone who is planning to become a teacher, and like trying to clear this exam, because if you clear this exam, come in the top 100, you can go to any college and apply for a bare minimum for a contractual service, and at least for something more permanent at that institution. And seeing your level, they might be very much be ready to entertain the request. So yeah, start with the two units you are familiar with. Either you can, as I mentioned, you can create a Google Sheet Excel of the top basic topics. You have already made the docs in the first part of all the basic topics. In the second, if you want to do it on your own, maintain an Excel of UIQ of that unit. Okay, maintain an Excel of past year questions of that unit in Sheets, Google Sheets would do, or visit UGCNet 17.in and start learning from the courses. So that is what this page, UGCNet 17 Management 17, will help you to do. This page, whatever, like let's say you have 10 questions, 10 papers, 10 papers into 100 questions, 1000 questions, one categorizing those 1000 questions, then collecting information on those 1000 questions, even if it's small. Let's say you are making a Google sheet, you're going to have 10,000 questions. Let's say there are some repeat questions, so you'll have around 800 questions. Now for those 800 questions individually, you'll categorize them unit wise. You'll try to categorize them unit wise, and then you'll try to find the answers or the theory on which that question is based. Then you categorize those theories into the different topics that is there from one of these topics, and then whatever content you get, that is what you're going to study. That whole content, all this work has already been done for you, and this is the result of that work. UGC NET 17, whatever you're going to do in level 1 and level 2 has already been prepared for you. Go through each one of these units, you'll find all the relevant theory, study that theory, go through the past year questions at the end of the course. If you are able to clear that examination, all the questions done, you are you have, like you have prepared, better prepared than most of the students. This, see, our aim right now is to clear the examination. We did not need to study too much for the topic. Correct. Our aim is to clear the exam. That's what this website is going to do. It's not going to other let's say my it's not going to be like you will be overburdened with with theories which are not relevant or which hasn't been asked, even though they are mentioned in the syllabus. But let's say that question has never been asked hardly on that uh, topic, then we won't study it. We are going for maximum value and minimum efforts and time required to clear the examination. That is what our goal is. That is a little bit different for this UGC NET management. You do not have the whole 24 hours that you can study it for JEE advanced or NEET or let's say UPSC type examination. You cannot give. You are a working individual or you are trying to earn a livelihood while simultaneously trying to clear these examination. So that's the best approach, how to clear it. That is the approach to go for. Yeah, so coming back to this website, there are three main value additions from this website. You can take away one: enroll to the course, start learning. All you need, I would say, to clear these 10 courses are 10 days. Okay, make even if you are studying on weekends, uh, may get this make this habit every weekend. Right now we are in October, exam will be somewhat in mid-December or January. So we have at least, considering the whole in October you're going to be having 4 weekends. In November you will have 5 weekends. That's 9 weekends. You decide, you try to have this that on every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to clear 1 unit. That's all. 1 unit. So if you make that by the end of 2 months, 60 days challenge only by studying on, let's say, weekends, where you can divide it every day, Monday to Saturday, every day you sit for 1 hour and study, you sit for 2 hours and study. That is the aim of this examination. Even if you study 1 hour daily, you will be able to get ahead of most of the peoples. That's all. Consistent study and targeted study. You know what is required. You study that itself, just that. So yeah, that's what you do. Even if you don't have, say, you have a very busy work day or you get tired during the, make it a point, study every day for 1 hour or on weekends. Just finish 1 units each. By the end of November, you will have cleared most most of the topics or even the whole 10 units. So first, number one value is this: all the related content categorized, condensed, and ready and available for you to learn in notes format at the moment. Second, past year questions mocks are available on this website. Go through them, practice them as much as you want. That is the second part. And the third is the mocks based on unit wise, which are available in the course itself. These are the three different value addition. And the fourth value addition is the strategies that we are going to discuss, or yeah, in-depth details guides on this YouTube channel. Using all this four value addition, I'm definitely sure you will be able to clear the examination. So yeah, that is what we have discussed about uh, the theory right now. And based on, yes, Google Docs, this is the level 2, how to start, and level 1 and level 2 that you should do. If you ask me how I cleared it, that's what I did. If you see, let's say this paper 17 syllabus, the more you study about uh, the topics, the more clarity you get. Right now, the stage that I'm at, just by studying or trying to observe the strategy. Also, the last thing to take out of today's session, I would say, is this: strategy plays a very important role in the competitive examinations that you give. Two persons having the same knowledge, but one armed with strategy can perform significantly better. Dare I say that if there are two people and one person has less knowledge, content about the topics, but he's prepared, he knows very well Like he has studied like the strategy, by the strategy he has studied the types of question that is asked, or he knows the portion better, even if he knows less of the content, but because of his strategy he might score more than the person who knows too much but hasn't prepared with a good strategy. That's my approach has been during all these years, giving very all the different examinations. Two people having the same knowledge level, but the one with the better strategy wins. And many times, even in my own experience, people having less experience, knowledge, okay, but they have good strategy, they can score more than the person who has more knowledge than them, but hasn't prepared a strategy for the competitive exam they are trying to approach. So yeah, now this is the first day of the series, so we have discussed a good 50 minutes about all this theory. You can go through it again and again, and for the next few days we will try to focus on practicing, because these 60 days it's not like we just want to keep talking and talking and talking. We want to do actual work. In the start we are trying to focus more on theory so that you get an idea about how to approach this examination, but slowly and slowly till the end of the 60 days this will be this series will be converted more into a study with me series, because initially we will be discussing all the strategy and how to approach it, tips and tricks, study tips and everything, but everything comes down to practice and consistency. So once, even if I give you all this information, let's say I'm giving it for free, I have the website is available for free at the moment. All the courses are available to subscribe to freely. The content is available freely, but still, it will the person who takes action will be the person who moves ahead. Because I can keep giving out this information for 10 years straight for free, but the person who takes actions will move ahead. Everything is in your control. You can change it through your actions. So yeah, focus on that a little. First, it's the first week. Try to go through the units, try to get acquainted with it, understand those questions, and yes, that will be approach. Now, coming closing remarks, let's see. Task manager. Yeah, we'll just go through again what we have discussed today in short. And the last, yeah, 5 minutes. First, what is the syllabus of UGC NET Management? You go to this official website, ugcnetonline.in/syllabus-new.php. Yeah, download the official management portion. You need to know the battlefield on which you are going to play the game, or yeah, the war or the exam. Download this and yeah, go through it. That is very much important. And you now know that it is a CT type of examination. Questions will be easy. Just need to know it beforehand. The topics you should be able. A question will be asked, won't be application based. It will be rote learning based. If you know the theory, you will know the answer. The simplest way to clear: study all past year questions of last, let's say 10 papers based on 6 to 7 years. All those papers, study all those questions, the theory that was asked in those 1000 questions, let's say 800 to 700 theory questions will be there. So you study that and you will clear it. You won't need any classes, subscription or anything. How to start level 1: go through the syllabus. Number 2, understand each topic in short. The best way to know if you know a topic is not is try to explain it to someone else. That's the simplest way. Like any topic you see, try to explain to yourself or to someone. Act as if you are explaining the topic to someone else. And yeah, try to see if you in 4 to 5 words you can explain it. So that is done. That would be level 1. Level 2, start with the 2 units you are familiar with. Out of the 10, 2 will be the one which you know based on your specialization. So those will be familiar topics with you even if you haven't studied during your MBA, but those will be familiar. So start with those two. Maintain an Excel of past year questions of that unit in its sheets and try to categorize it. Or instead of doing that, you can just visit this website and start learning for now. So that is a recap. Now let's see. Upcoming discussions. Upcoming discussions would be, we will one, discuss the course, what the content it has which you can go through, and more importantly, from tomorrow start practicing. That is our aim, not to just keep talking. So we'll start practicing. So tomorrow we'll try to bring it down to 30 minutes of discussions at 30 minutes of self-learning. We'll start with 30 minutes of studying. So instead of just listening, we are taking actions. So yeah, that would be all. And we have come down to 57 minutes. Right now, we do not see any questions that have been asked in the chat window. So 3 minutes, we can rest. So this is going to be our first stream. We are going to also subsequently set up streams, the background, the layover, and the start, the stop. Everything we'll try to improve slowly and slowly. 1% improvement a day is very much all. It's like 1% improvement a day is more than enough that you want as per Atomic Habits book. So, and it makes sense. So we'll just wait for the next 2 minutes. I just yeah, stop the stream and we can start tomorrow. Security. Will that time. Oh, so oh, there is a leaderboard as well. I totally forgot. Uh, I designed a leaderboard, but yeah. If you start the examination, to fill the name and email. You want your name to be up in the leaderboard, or just leave it blank and start. I'm impressed by this laptop, even though I'm streaming. It's taking around 8 GB of RAM and CPU load hasn't reached even like 50% or less it's working on. So yeah, I'm impressed by that. So last 1 minute. I'll just lose everything. Any questions, any doubts that you might have, you can ask me. You can post it even after this live stream ends. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to answer them for you. So that's it for today. See you tomorrow. Any suggestions that you have, please let me know. And how can we improve the delivery content, as well as any visual improvements that you'd like, or any other custom request that if we'll try to entertain. See you tomorrow again. Day one officially complete.